Going on, Team Boosted? Welcome to another video. We got a One Rotor update for you, and we're going to do a lot of intro work to the project that you guys have overwhelmingly chosen, the twin turbo 911 Trek rail. But let's talk about that One Rotor. This is our rotary garbage shelf anyways. There's enough parts to make like 1,000 rotaries over here.
Yeah, we got those power seal apex seals that everybody was telling us to get. We'll try them.
Yep.
We'll see if we can break those too.
So the game plan is to get the irons resurfaced.
Yeah, we're gonna be contacting Mazda Tricks or Racing Beat up in LA and seeing what that's gonna cost. We're gonna get those resurfaced. We've got a set of REW irons down here that we're gonna get resurfaced at the same time. Those were going to be used in the vet cart thing, but I'll use it in something else.
We're gonna get the rotating assembly balanced, and we're not gonna have any bullshit going on this
Yeah,
time.
we're not playing games anymore. We're not trying to do this fast. So
We're not trying to do it again.
yeah, I don't want to do this a fourth time if we can avoid it.
This is coming off of here.
Yeah.
And the death cart is coming down. And we're also working on the Datsun today. A big thing that we want to make our channel about is actually using the projects that we build. And we're road course guys. We're not really drag oriented. We might do some drag racing with the Datsun because that was what it was originally set up for.
That was its original thing that you guys were talking about.
But it turns out it's pretty fast on the track. So we're going to make the track rail, obviously track oriented. We're going to be using the One Rotor on the track, and we need to get the Datsun prepped for track season. I know a lot of you guys are just here for the One Rotor, but we do have some other cool shit. This one's powered by an 88 Turbo Coupe Ford motor. Makes 360 wheel horsepower on pump gas at 20 psi. Capable of making probably close to 500 on E85.
On E85, yeah, like 500 wheels should be well within the realm of possibility.
We think for the opening, our first track day, we're gonna keep it at the 360 wheel. The only thing that I'm faulting on it is that it's solidly mounted motor, and its aluminum seats made it really the worst thing to drive in the entire world. So we've got some nice rubber motor mounts, and we have this big cushy track seat. And we're all gonna enjoy driving it a little bit more. Moment of truth, does the door shut? Barely, but it does. Since the last time we had the Datsun on the road, it had some fueling issues. We seem to have fixed that. We're just gonna send Devin and James out, do a quick street pull, just make sure everything's okay.
I can barely drive it, dude. This wheel is smashing into my legs.
Don't be pussy. So with the Datsun running and the Speedster taken apart, waiting on parts, I suppose we could start working on the death rail. We used all the tubing that we initially bought for this on the Speedster, so we're gonna have to buy some more tubing because, James, what would you say that motor's capable of making?
If we wanted, like 700 horsepower, but figure we should stop at 350 because this whole chassis weighs like 150 pounds right now. Yeah, it's gonna need like some triangles here and there.
So we're gonna have to buy like a bunch of 1.5 inch diameter tubing and beef it the hell up. It's gonna have the biggest wing that any of you have ever seen on a car on it. We're gonna come out here where we have what used to be a Beetle. We're gonna pull the front suspension off of it because we're just gonna use, this is like, actually isn't too bad, right? People say it's
no, I mean it's really simple. It's got a lot of like weird characteristics about it, but it'll do fine. This thing isn't gonna weigh anything at the front anyway.
Why are we doing this?
This is a ball joint beam, and this chassis is meant for a King and Link beam. So those are too close together. We can't run this beam in there.
What are we gonna do instead?
I had a nice little idea of making some caster adjusters using Heim joints for the top link.
We're gonna do that, 'cause that sounds sweet. We're probably gonna use the front Beetle suspension ship because this chassis was designed for it and it works. But our only problem right now is it's a monster truck, but luckily there's these adjusters. It's just like an
Yeah, this
LMX.
beam already had somebody modify it in the past. It's already got like beam adjusters on it, which if you're a Volkswagen guy, you know.
So we've loosened it and now engage hot boy, Devin. There we go.
That looks pretty good.
Then you just tighten them back up and it's low now. Let's go over here to the engine section. We've got the B12. That's still happening, guys. That's just gonna take a long time because it's Sim's personal project and he wants it done, right? Can't fault him for that. We got a foam block. We have a couple LS's and here's the big boy going in the death cart. It's a 3.2, but now it's a 3.3 Carrera flat 6 with all the stock 930 stuff, so 7-to-1 compression, I think. Made for a good amount of boost. I'm gonna use this G52, so we're gonna try to kind of dangle this in the death cart and just see how ridiculous we're being. And then we're gonna be using Porsche 996 rear suspension, which is up there, and I'll pull that down in a second. Big boy. So we're cutting out everything on the bottom that's going to prevent us from putting a giant engine in here. And that'll be real easy to doodle bop that in there.
We're getting it.
Mid-engine 911, interesting.
I fucking love it so much. Fucking death fan is right behind our heads. I'm into it.
We can make some cool ass scoop for it. I mean, like, part of me thinks that we're making like a terrible mistake, but
No. It looks pretty level to me, actually.
how much this gonna weigh when it's done?
Well, I mean, we've picked up that engine by hand.
The engine's probably 350 pounds, I would wager, with all this shit on it.
I'd wager the chassis at this point's 150. The beam is probably like maybe like 50 to 80. Transmission's like another like 250 pounds. No, not even.
This thing's gonna be well under 2,000 pounds.
So here's what we're looking at. It's pretty chonky back there. But we have blank canvas and we can tube our way into perfection. You'll see the mount for the transmissions right there. We're just gonna use the stock 911 engine cradle, which will be really easy to make mounts. So realistically, if we could have this mounted in the next episode, how hard is it gonna be to adapt the 996 rear end to it?
Probably not bad. Just
I
have to make some
mean, it's a
pickups.
full subframe that already has all the pickups, so all we'd really have to do is dangle the subframe back here at the right height we want it to sit at, and then make some pickups to bolt to the subframe.
Easy.
Nothing that we haven't done 1,000 times over on the Speedster. And this, we're not limited on space like the Speedster. We don't got to work around a body, so
True, there's no fiberglass nonsense.
we've got hella flexibility on this thing. And I know that everybody's going to complain about the front suspension sucking, but it will be fine, I assure you.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
We're gonna put as much shit up here as we can.
Batteries going up there. We're going to copy some Formula V tricks, probably. Mount the battery up in front of the beam. Probably going to put some weight plates in the floor.
We could just make a big weight, yeah.
I'm thinking we build a big saddle tank setup that basically goes over where we're driving, which sounds super unsafe, but it's how the Beetle does it. It's how 911s do it. Should be fine. Will let us get more weight on the nose. And we can always, like I was saying, weight plates.
Yeah.
We'll do what we have to do. We'll ballast the front end down so this thing isn't doing wheelies 24 hours a day.
It will do
Maybe
really
12
stuff.
hours a day of wheelies.
So already chipping away at the death cart. One last thing we did yesterday that I didn't film. was those caster adjustments that James was talking about. Just a couple of Heim joints in this tube. It's threaded so we can adjust the angle of the front, dial in some caster. And we got some wheels already for this. I'll go out and grab those. Budniks, I think they are. It's an aluminum wheel. These work great on James's Beetle, and we've gotten another set. Okay, so here's everything. Got most of the parts. The 996 shit's still up there. These are 15-foot pallet racks, and I'm not going up there to get it, but we have the rear suspension, we have the brakes, we have the wheels, we have the motor, the transmission. We just need some tubing because this is gonna just taco the second we put the, the boost through it. Well, not only the weight, but once a little bit of torque goes through the chassis, it's not gonna be too happy.
Many more tubes are required.
The goal for the next video is to actually have the engine trans mounted and have it actually be a roller, so we're gonna do the rear suspension too. This shouldn't take long. This is gonna be easier than the Speedster was. We hope you guys are happy with the project that we chose to work on alongside or waiting for the One Rotor. If you guys aren't familiar with the channel, we give away products from boostedshades.com every single video. That's also the best way to support us, so check out boostedshades.com even if you don't win.
Okay, this video's winner is Bolt Tonky.
All right, hit us up at Teamboosted at boostedshades.com or through any of our social media platforms. We'll get back to you and ship you something. If you guys want to win, all you got to do is like, subscribe, and leave a comment. The comment could be anything, but we ask you guys things at the end of every video to make it easier to think of something. This video's question is, what do you think we're going to finish first? This, which is just starting out, or the One Rotor, which we've been working on for many months and is much farther along?
Yeah.
Go either way.
Yeah, given we're gonna have to get things resurfaced and stuff like that, that's all things that take time. We kind of have everything for this little roadster right here, so.
And we've built 911 engines in the past and they work, and it's very possible that we build the One Rotor again and it explodes because...
Seems to be what happens.
Anyways, leave that in the comments and you are eligible to win stuff from boostedshades.com.
As always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.